Here we go.
The legal drinking age. Think about how often you hear about alcohol in relation to teens. Then think about how often you hear about binge drinking at parties and about teenagers being involved in a devastating accident due to drunk driving. All of these are just a few of the negative effects of alcohol consumption, especially consumption by a teen. Why should we lower the legal drinking age so this can happen even more frequently than it already does? Alcohol is a part of some people's everyday lives. Yes, alcohol is fine in moderation of grown adults, but alcohol is not healthy for teens. Alcohol has affected each and every one of us in one way or another. You may have an alcoholic family member, your friends might drink at parties, and maybe you have experienced the unfortunate event of a death of a loved one due to drunk driving. Alcohol affects everyone in some way or another, but it's almost always a negative effect. The legal drinking age is something that is constantly debated and argued over. How could you allow more teens to drink when you know they are too irresponsible to do so? By the end of today's presentation, I will show you why the legal drinking age should remain at 21 versus being lowered to the age of 18. Today I will cover the facts on underage consumption, the consequences, and the reasoning why the legal drinking age should remain 21. First, I'm going to give some drug facts of underage consumption. According to the National Survey of Drug Use and Health Statistics article, Underage Drinking Statistics, updated in 2008, statistics show that by the age of 18, more than 70% of teens have consumed an alcoholic beverage at some point in their lives. Underage drinking mostly occurs in a social setting for teens aged 12 to 20. Teens aged 12 to 20 who consumed a beverage in the past month, 80% of them were with a group of 5 people or more. Binge drinking is a form of drinking that is defined by consuming 5 or more alcoholic drinks at some short time period, but on sporadic occasions. This is popular in the college setting. Binge drinking can be very dangerous, and most importantly, it can be deadly. The average age for teens to take their first alcoholic beverage is the age 14. According to the National Institute on Alcoholic Abuse and Alcoholism article, Underage Drinking, Why Do Adolescents Drink?, updated in 2006, there are multiple reasons why teens drink at such a young age. A few are peer pressure, genetics, and a desire to experience some sort of risk-taking behavior. According to California Department of Motor Vehicles Teenager Driving Statistics article published in 2008, teenagers who drink and drive are at a much greater risk of serious crashes than are older drivers with the equal concentrations of alcohol in their blood. Now that we have learned a little bit about teens drinking and why they do so, let's now take a look at what the consequences are for underage drinking. Secondly, I'm going to share with you just a few of the consequences that underage drinking can cause. Number 1 being health risk. Drinking affects your brain and your memory, and it especially affects the brains of young adults that haven't even fully developed yet. It also stunts your growth and hormone development. Underage drinking can be the cause of multiple criminal charges, like underage consumption, driving under the influence, and public intoxication if the alcohol is present in these scenarios. Alcohol is not a drug, but it is illegal to teens. Alcohol has been known to lead people to experimenting to other and more serious drugs. Therefore, it is considered to be a gateway drug. Alcohol in young teens can affect their future in many different ways. It could lead to dropping out of school and never fully achieving an education. Now that we have learned the consequences to underage consumption of alcohol, let's talk about the reasons why the law should remain at 21. Lastly, I'm going to talk about why the law should remain 21 and older to legally drink alcohol. I think the biggest reason that underage drinking has such a negative effect on us is because teens are too irresponsible and immature to drink alcohol responsibly, and that in turn makes it dangerous to them and to the people that surround them. I believe 21 is a good age due to the fact that you are more mature, you have graduated high school, and you have 3 additional years on you to grow and learn and how to be responsible. I also believe that the teen brain is still growing at the age of 18, and it could have a long-term effect on your body and your future. Alcohol being legal at the age of 18 would change the amount of high school and college students that graduate and receive degrees. Lastly, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration article's Young Drivers in 2008 estimates that 21-year-old minimum drinking laws have reduced traffic fatalities involving drivers 18 to 20 years old by 13% and have saved an estimated 152,000 lives since 1975. In 2008, an estimated 714 lives were saved by the minimum drinking age laws. Today we have learned some of the facts of underage consumption, the consequences of underage consumption, and the reasoning why the legal drinking age should remain to be 21 versus 18. I have displayed information and statistics on why the legal drinking age of alcohol should remain 21 and why the law shouldn't change. Now think back to how many times you hear about alcohol and its negative effects on teenagers and the people around them. Then think about how much more often you would hear about it if the teenagers around the age of 18 would be legal.